For joining today for Husky Intelligence. Today we're going to take a look at estimating and jobs, and specifically profitability in jobs. I've prepared an estimate template in here in our system. We're going to add a landscape project proposal, and here let's use an existing customer. I'm going to choose John Smith. All the customer data fills out. We're going to key in a project summary that is going to be printed out on the actual PDF. What I chose to do is I'm going to use some of the materials that we normally use on a project and some of the labor items. In this case, everything is pre-filled from the template, and I can start keying in the number of items that I'm going to estimate on these on this property. I'm estimating 5 hours for daily cleanups and let's say 20 hours for the general labor for the landscaping installation. Now, the system automatically calculates and brings in my cost for all the products based on my markup percentages from the materials, and I can go into any of these products and look at the details I've keyed in, cost or markups. In this example, I'm calculating totals, and what I've set up is a set of merge fields or formulas in behind this template that then will calculate my design totals, total cost, both for the labor as well as the material cost, and then total labor hours. And when I save the quote, everything gets pre-calculated. So if I look at the details, I get my design totals, my total cost, as well as my total labor cost. And upon printing project proposal, we go into the actual PDF or the layout that the customer will then see. I'm going to put that into a PDF so we can look at details in a little bit bigger screen. So I've got my logos, company details, customer details, property details, my project scope, and then the quantities and line items. But I chose not to actually go in and show them my line item cost or sales price. So I only want to show them how many quantities we're installing and what's my budgeted hours on there. I could also hide my labor hours completely, so we could take away the numbers from these labor hours if that's what we want to do. We want to do a fixed bid. In this case, we print them out, and later when we go into and win this project, I'm going to mark this win and process. So what it means is it closes out the job and it processes it into a landscape project. And I believe that's my template I want to use. And in this case, customer information transfers over. We take the landscape project and all the budgeted hours and total cost, which we use to produce this quote, as well as all the materials. So I know later, okay, well, this is what we quoted without having to go into the estimate. And then we start designing the installation days or project phases. And I'm going to assign this first phase to Chris White. Let's start tomorrow morning, sharp 8 a.m. And then I'm going to put the first installation day for the same day until 5 p.m. That's my planned time. So my pre-filled materials are going to be in here. The crew will then fill in their total daily hours. Now our system can automatically calculate these hours based on started and completed timestamps on the system. In this case, we do want to key them in. The system can calculate that for individual worker or a team. So let's say you have two-man crew out there or three-man crew out there. The system knows how to total all the hours. I'm going to save that. It's going to go into production, and I can see that on the top of my job list. If, and in most cases, it's likely that this project will be multiple days. So I could take this first day, copy it, I want to say, okay, well, we're probably going to have to go there for Friday as well. So I could do the same thing. So I have two separate jobs now in here. So I got the first installation day with my target materials, and then a second day. Now I could break down materials for separate days for them to fill out, but in this case, I'm not gonna do that. I can save that, and right now, I want to show you real quick how it shows on the mobile as well. So if we look at this from the mobile view, Chris will then see. Let's look at tomorrow. A few jobs in here. One of them is the previous one I created, 991. This is the one we created. He's going to see all the details on his phone. He's going to go in, and at the end of the day, well, he's going to start the job with crew members. He can go in and at their total hours, well, let's say we worked 9.5 hours today. We're going to save that, and then we can complete the job for today. Now, what I can do next is, obviously, when the project goes forward, I can see whatever time they actually spent, how many hours they actually reported for that first part of the job, and then the second one still remains in here. Now, in the beginning, we talked about profitability. So one of the things I did here is I created a report called Landscape Project Profitability Report, and it's a very simple format right now, which we can obviously make a little bit easier on the eyes. But this currently takes that job and looks at your total labor cost, 25 hours, versus your actual hours, and then your total cost. And I could start adding my actual cost per labor items, as well as the materials they actually use. I could do my sales price and all kinds of calculations in here. But this one shows you simply just how many hours you budgeted and how many has been actually used. And I could go in and time this report so that it gives me all the ongoing jobs for the day. At the end of the day, let's say 6 p.m. and have it delivered on my email. So this is a report I can automate for all the ongoing jobs until it's closed. So I don't necessarily have to go in here, print that for every job every day. So in a nutshell, we can take your estimated information, all the budgeted hours as well as budgeted cost, budgeted sales prices, and put them into jobs, and have the crews automatically or manually key in their total daily hours and build a profitability report out of it, and fully automatically send that to your emails. So that, in a nutshell, is one part of job profitability in Husky Intelligence. Thank you for joining.